Conceive, believe, achieve.
This is former UFC middleweight champion of the world, Michael Bisping.
Paddy the Baddy here. You're listening to Combat Sports UK.
And you're watching Combat Sports UK.
What's going on, fight fans? Rob Smith back again for Combat Sports UK. I'm here with pro fighter Gav Lofts ahead of his cage steel fight September 7th. Gav, how you doing, mate?
Yeah, good, mate.
Very good, very good. We'll jump straight into it. So you're taking on Aron Leo in a pro welterweight fight. What do you know much about your opponent?
Yeah, because they put something on about him every day, pretty much. Let's just click this off. Yeah, he seems to be the show's golden boy, doesn't he? This amazing 10-second knockout that they keep putting on. But I've seen a few of his amateur fights, seen his style, but I think, like I've said before, you can only look at someone so much, and it's what you can do, isn't it? So, and yeah, it's all about that 10-second knockout they're all loving.
Did it frustrate you seeing that? Because I've seen it so many times myself. Did it frustrate you constantly seeing that 10-second knockout, or just think like, oh, it's another day at the office? We'll just you come to spoil the show sort of thing. Like, it's kind of upset like because I think, as you mentioned, kind of the golden boy, you kind of hate it, upset the party a little bit.
Yeah, I enjoy it because I don't want a boring fight. I don't want someone that's just going to try and like grind out a points victory or not come to like stand and bang to start off with, because that's what it is to start with, and then to see where it goes. Like, there was no hesitation when my coach texted me, "Do you want to fight this lad? This is who we've got." It's the same, unless he's boring. The instant reaction is yes. Like, there was no, oh no, this might happen, that might happen. Like, it isn't tiddlywinks. And like, I've been in it long enough. I've trained with like top level people. I've competed for years. Like, I want the fun, and this is fun.
Well, I think that's a good way of looking at it, because at the end of the day, it's what is like myself as a fan, and all the cage steel fans. We want to see exciting fights. We want to see the big knockout. It's what we're here to see. It's what the fans pay to see at the end of the day. And so I think it's a great matchup. I think it's a stylistic. It's going to be exciting. The fans are going to love it, and I think it's going to be one of the more exciting fights on the card. I think it's one of the fights I'm personally looking forward to myself. And so, just for the cage steel fans, can you kind of break down your fighting style so they can kind of get an idea of what to expect from you?
From back in the day, it's always really been stand-up. Like, we come from a stand-up gym, but then as time's progressed, I enjoy mixed martial arts. I think before it was thinking, if it goes to the ground, I'm absolutely screwed. But it's not the case anymore. I don't mind standing and wrestling, and then when it goes to the ground, I feel comfortable on the ground. I've trained jiu-jitsu on and off, really, and then I think the past probably 5-10 years, I've actually put some time into it, and we're lucky enough to have Neil White, Chris White coming over like every single week from Donny to train us, and in doing that, your levels are only going to go up. So I'm just confident if it goes to the ground. I've got submissions. I've got a good ground and pound game. So yeah, I think it's changed. It's evolved like the sport's evolved, really. I don't know if there's a bit of maturity with me or what, but like naturally the fight starts standing. So
yeah. And you kind of talked about your experience. Just how long have you been training in combat sports? Like, did you start off doing like, say, boxing, kickboxing, and you kind of progress into MMA? Like, how did you kind of start out?
There's little pictures of me as a kid doing karate, mate. But then it's like everyone, because I'm 38, mate. So when I was growing up, everyone did something like that purely because of the Karate Kid. But yeah, I dipped into MMA just through thinking I wanted to keep fit and see what it's like, and did a bit and gone to the boxing gym. I just really enjoyed it. But I was too inconsistent with life, mate. There's always something going on, and work, and there's uni and everything else. So when I turned pro, last year or the year before, it probably should have come a lot sooner, but life gets in the way, mate. So yeah, I don't know, 15, 20 years. Like, we've got our pro fighter, Nate Thompson. He was coming to watch me when he was a little kid, and now he's like a solid training partner, and he could test most people in his weight category. So I've gone through it. So, but it's just experience, really.
Well, I think that's the most important thing. I think especially the modern game, I've spoken to quite a lot of the young amateur fighters, and a lot of them have the attitude of they want to kind of fast track their way through the amateur ranks and just go pro as soon as possible. Which I understand that the pros are what exciting. It's what excites you really. Everyone wants to go pro. Everyone wants to make it to the top. I understand that, but I think experience, especially when you're starting out and early amateurs and early pros, experience is the most important thing. And you've got 15 to 20 years under your belt. And so that experience must make you I'm assuming you don't really get like super nervous when you're in the cage anymore. It kind of just feels like second nature to you.
Yeah, I think it's just what I'm doing it for enjoyment as well. Like
Yeah.
I just want to get in there. And at this age now, it's like, well, I can't give it another 5 years or chill out or something. I just want to go. I'm eager. Nerves really did me before when like the build up to it. But now that I suppose that's where the experience is powerful. And the fact of I've been in a lot of positions before. So like you said, it's just drawing on it. Before the rule set was even different. It was amateur, semi-pro and pro. So I was like semi-pro. And then when I got back into it, but I know pros like the game to be in, but it's not to discount like the amateur ranks. I mean, just look at it. It's throughout the country, it's stacked. And there's some really, really talented. I think a lot of people go pro thinking, well, you almost get easier fights sometimes. And it's like a badge of honor. I'm not doing it for that. I think it suits my style. I like the 5-minute rounds. And I can't hang about amateur if I'm 38. Yeah, let's go.
And you kind of mentioned how like early in your career you used to get nervous. Do you do anything specific now to like mentally prepare for a fight?
No, I mean I could sit here like everyone else does and talks about manifesting and everything like this, and I enjoy all that side of stuff, but I'm not going to start preaching. And I think it's just if you've put the work in, like everyone knows, you put the work in, you feel like you've done it all there, and you're fine, you're good to go. I just live a like consistently quite boring, clean life. Like I don't. This is August bank holiday weekend. Back when I was fighting, this was brilliant because I'd just be out. Like I don't drink anymore. I haven't drank for like 4.5 years. I eat pretty good all year round, and I train, and that's pretty much it. So I suppose the nerves don't come into it because I think I've done the work. I'm good.
And you're fighting out with Fight Ministry in Grimsby. You've also got a teammate on the card, and Alex Tamas. Is it helpful to have like a training partner who's also on the same card as you? You can help each other prepare for the fight.
Yeah, but I suppose even not, it doesn't make a massive difference because we've got like a strong team. There's always someone that's putting the work in, or we've got a lot of recreational trainers that will still test you, and that's like throughout the years. 15 years ago, we've got people that have never competed, but they'd be really successful if they ever did. So, and I think that's like most gyms really. So there's always a stack of fighters. It's nice to see like Alex coming up, his debut fight, one of the young lads, and even if he's not trained to fight, he trains like he's training to fight. Unfortunately, Ash had to pull out because of an injury, but again, he was in the mix as well.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's just a strong team, mate. But we're in the world now where MMA and BJJ gyms are popping up all over, so you can be anywhere and you can train, can't you?
And so I've spoken to a lot of fighters in the card, and there's a lot of amateur fighters in the card. And with you being one of the more mature and experienced fighters, what advice can you give to these amateur fighters? What like piece of advice can you say take into your careers? What can you give them?
I don't know if that is one of my my tags. I'd say just be exciting and just enjoy it. Like I think too many people go in and trying to maybe. I don't know. I don't know. I think that's it, mate. Just enjoy it. Yeah,
just enjoy it. Yeah,
everyone's different.
Yeah, I think that's a good way of looking at it because I think especially amateurs, people like I spoke to quite a few fighters who have said that like it might sound a bit crazy to say, but if they lose, it's not the end of the world. It's just they want to get the experience and put on the show and just have fun with it. If you put too much pressure on yourself at an early age, you'll just burn yourself out. I think. So I think just having fun with it is the perfect mindset to have.
Yeah, and if you leave, I know it's cliche to say leave it all in a cage, but if you do that, you can lose and come off and think actually I've shown myself in a good light, like, and just don't. I think people rush to compete. Sometimes if you're not ready to compete, don't take it as a knock. Like trusting your team, trusting your coaches. I speak to all my training partners all the time. As much as they'll give you like a lot of grief because that's the world we're in. Like they'll rip you to shreds. But if you want some serious advice, they'll give you it. And if you just say, "Oh look, I had a stinker today. What was it like?" They'll be real with you. They'll give you advice. And if you're not ready, they'll tell you. And I'd much prefer that. Like, don't live in the world of bull where people just hype you up, because if you go in and then you only find out when you step in there if you're not ready.
And one question I've asked every fighter on the card so far is, who are your like top 5 all-time favorite fighters?
It depends what kind of day you ask me on, but Diaz is always kind of up there. Nate, you got to put John Jones up there, GSP. But again, then you look at the boxers, you look at like a Lomachenko, the way he moves. Yeah, I know we're MMA, but Mike Tyson's of the world, people like that. You could just go on all day, and I think, I couldn't really nail it down to one. It depends probably how I'm training at the time and who I'm watching and trying to mimic and like trying to steal someone's move or whatever. But yeah, I think I get in a lot of times when you go in that YouTube like rabbit warren and just start looking at Tyson days and too much, mate.
And my final question is, do you have a prediction for your fight?
Excitement, mate.
Excitement.
Yeah. I'm not gonna say first round, second round, third, whatever it is. But let's face it, the pressure's on him. If he don't come out and do the job in 10 seconds, my bum ain't twitching. He's going to be the one. Like, the pressure's on him to deliver and do exactly what he's done. But if he don't do it, what's he going to do then? Like, what is the game plan? But I'm not under no illusion that he would have watched me fight. His teammates would have watched. He comes from a solid team. He's not coming all the way from Iceland to just have a bit of a laugh. Like, he's coming ready. He looks a strong lad. He's fought some good lads as well. He's not just, and he seems similar in the sense to me of he wants tough fights and he wants to every fight start standing. He's happy with that. So
I think that's a good answer, to be fair. I like that answer. And I want to thank you for your time today, mate. Well, before we go, I'll give you a chance to shout out your socials, and also if you have a Cage Steel code for tickets, shout all that out, please, mate.
Fuck it. Well, much appreciated. My code for tickets is CS Lofts, so make sure you get tickets now. The links all over socials and everything like that. Massive thanks to Hall's Kitchen for meal preps. It's been a dream and they're amazing, so check them out. Simon Thorpe and Franklin Sixth Form College, along with Revive, sponsoring me as well. It's a massive support. Like, working full time and then trying to balance everything like that. Any kind of help makes a massive difference. So much appreciated. Big thanks to got training partners as well. I've got a solid team, and much appreciated.
Perfect, Gavin. Thanks for your time, and best luck September 7th.
Brilliant. Thank you, mate. Take it easy.
Cheers, mate. Catch you later. Bye.